Hello guys, welcome to today's BIOSYN DLC's building and information breakdown. So yesterday I did a trailer breakdown and today I'm going to be doing the content breakdown. So we're going to start ourselves off with the dinosaurs. So our first dinosaur is Priorraptor. I think everybody guessed it from yesterday or the few days back. There was a image teased of the Priorraptor. I think everybody got the idea that we would have got a DLC and the Priorraptor, but we've got both and that's sick. So we've got the feathers, it's highly textured feathers, and we've got new foliage in the back of we have the feathers and we have the foliage. We also have the new building, the outpost, which can be lowered as you'll see later and raised. I think this will be a viewing dome. Let's go on to the next slide. So we have the Tyrannosaurus. Now we have new foliage. Let's start off with the background. We have new foliage, so new map. This is all the new map, and let's start off with the dinosaur. So the dinosaur is not feathered. It has feathers, but it's not overally covered up in feathers. It's got a nice texture, and the claws are perfect like we wanted them to be, and they're not weird. They're perfect. How they're just in shape. And so what really intrigued me was the description. So it says that Tyrannosaurus is a fierce territorial foliage grazer, which is like juxtaposing because it's a fierce but it's a foliage grazer, which means it just walks around. But so if it's fierce, wouldn't it fight? And then it's got an imposing stature, and with its elongated forms, it's an Asian dinosaur named scythe lizard. It's an intimidated appearance. Usually it's closed. I think it used for vegetarian to eat, so it will use its claws to eat trees, and we'll get new animations for that rather than to fight. However, it won't be hesitant to defend its territory, which means if it sort of, I think it will be like if a T-Rex decides to attack the Tyrannosaurus, it will attack back, and it's not hesitant to. It won't run away. It will actually stay and fight and maybe deal some good damage. Let's move on to the next dinosaur. We have the Dimetrodon. Now, personally, I didn't expect this one, but it's sick that we got it, and they managed to make the cut, and a Velociraptor didn't, and any other dinosaur didn't, but we got Dimetrodon, which I'm happy about. I can't wait to have these little creatures in the thing, in my parks. It's one of the oldest prehistoric creatures they've added. Let's move on to the next one. We've got the Quetzalcoatlus. I think everybody's wanted the Quetzalcoatlus for a long time now, and we're finally getting it, and sort of I'm happy because we finally got it. But I wanted to point out some things that they said in yesterday's stream. They said that the Quetzalcoatlus is going to be huge compared to the other Tyrannosaurs, and it's going to need 4 aviary domes. So it's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 domes. Well, it's realistically going to be like this. It's going to be like 4 domes to actually make it comfortable. To actually house it, you need 4 domes, which is kind of crazy because it's going to be that big. But I wanted separate aviaries for the Quetzalcoatlus because it's that big that it should have its own, and I'm going to have fun building it in my new Dominion park. So let's move on to the next dinosaur. So we're gonna, well, there's no more new dinosaurs, but we have 6 new dinosaur skins and 2 brand new variants. So we're gonna have a T-Rex, a scarred 2022's T-Rex, and we're gonna have a feathered and we're gonna have a feathered one. But first we're gonna get the Dreadnoughtus. It's gonna be Dreadnoughtus Dominion one, and it's gonna be huge compared to Brachiosaurus. Like that. It's gonna be down there. That's how big this apparently is gonna be. It's gonna be bigger than the Dreadnoughtus variant. Well, the normal Dreadnoughtus that we have in the game, it's gonna be bigger than that. Might be the biggest sauropod, I don't know, but it's gonna be huge. And oh yeah, the feathered T-Rex. So we don't have any screenshots or anything telling us, but we just know that it's gonna be there. They've said in the Steam page that there's gonna be a feathered T-Rex. So I think maybe something like this, maybe. However, let's move on to the next one. So we have the Dominion Giggle. Now I've grown onto the Dominion Giggle over time, and I can't wait to actually use it in my park because it's such a sick model. It just looks way better, and I just grown on it personally. Let's move on to the next one. We have the 2022 Dilophosaurus. Now what sort of confused me a lot is that how did Dilophosaurus make the cut and other dinosaurs didn't? And like I don't think that they would add a second skin because it's already sort of resemblant of the one that we already have in the game, but I guess we get what we get. and then we're gonna have 3 film-based Parasaurolophus. Oh, I've messed it up. Paras. We're gonna have 3 Dominion-based Paras and 3 variant skins, which is sick. You know, I always wanted these. These are gonna be the BIOSYN Paras. You see, we've got, I think, new buildings in the back. So yeah, and I think this is gonna be on the map that we've got the snowy Nevada something that has permanent snow. And like but we can. I know the obvious solution is just to paint the floor in sort of paint the floor in snow, but then it just doesn't have the same effect on it. And this just looks so cool if we get a map that's just snowy and have these dominions of dinosaurs on it. It will be sick. So now we're gonna jump into the new campaign. Jump into a completely new and immersive campaign and discover the rise of the BIOSYN Valley. You'll be taking control of BIOSYN's Valley Research Compound, soon to be seen in Universal's Pictures and Amberlin's Entertainment Jurassic World Dominion, constructing it though multiple stages as you play. You'll be also working alongside familiar and iconic characters from across the franchise, including Claire Dearing, Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie Sattler, and Lewis Dodgson. Much like InGen, BIOSYN also extracts dinosaur DNA from amber. You'll be sending scientists deep into the earth beneath the valley to extract amber, encased DNA to build up your dinosaur genomes. As the Valley Research Compound expands, you'll get to use new gameplay features introduced in this DLC. An underground hyperloop transportation network will also move people back and forth, while your dinosaurs are safely kept behind invisible fences. New buildings, vehicles, and decorations will be available to use in sandbox mode. The new BIOSYN Valley map is also playable in sandbox mode with both normal and flattened terrain options. The normal terrain option will keep the research compound as a visual part of the map, while the flattened will remove it. So what it's trying to say is that we get a new campaign with the DLC, and sort of we'll be working alongside familiar characters. So yeah, we're gonna also, much like InGen, BIOSYN also extracts DNA from amber, which means that we'll have to send scientists to dig deep into the Amber Valley. So I guess it's gonna be the same. But as the valley, you'll get to use all new gameplay features introduced in this DLC, which we're going to talk about later, and an underground hyperloop transportation network. So it's going to be sort of, these buildings don't need paths. These buildings don't need paths, and they just work underground. So it's sort of an underground tunnel. So it's grass. There's people there. They walk underneath like ants. And also we'll get invisible fences. I think we saw it in the Dominion trailer yesterday that they've added the invisible fences, so they're going to be blocked like that. These are going to be our invisible fences. So they sort of like, I don't know if it's a gate, but there's going to be something on the floor represent it like that. It's going to be like that. And we're also going to get new buildings, the BIOSYN buildings. Yeah, we saw them at the start. BIOSYN buildings. New vehicles, the BIOSYN vehicles, and decorations will be also used in sandbox. So this is the map in Italy, the Alps, and it's a new campaign. We can also play this in sandbox mode with normal, flat, and terrain options. The normal terrain option will keep the compound, but if you want to flatten the map, then you lose the compound. Let's move on to the next slide. So we're gonna have a new chaos theory. There was always a slot for the chaos theory. We knew from the start that there was going to be a bit of a slot there, because there was like that, so it was obvious that there was going to be one there. So the BIOSYN expansion also adds a brand new chaos theory to the game, where you work to protect the snowy Sierra Nevada range. So I think this is what I was talking about, this map where it permanently stays snowy.